Hey, welcome back. This is Sean for the Last Red D&D. We're going to get started with some more Curse of Strahd content. We're looking at... We're looking at probably at this point... Normally I would keep going in order. We've done the lands of Barovia, the village of Barovia, and Castle Ravenloft. We've got them mapped, we've got them walled, lit. We don't have actors down, but we do have the journals down. Now, the reason why I'm not doing the actors is because I want them to vary somewhat slightly between um, each group. And so, like, what I'll do is, especially with Chapter 4, Castle Ravenloft, there's a lot of chances for random encounters there. And so I'll pre-fill all those random encounters, but I want to do that for each group. And so I'll do that each world I create. And so right now, normally I would go ahead and continue the trend of going from chapters 2, 3, 4 onto chapter 5. Chapter 5 is the town of Valaki. That is a very massive chapter and has a lot of content. I'm going to hold off on chapter 5 because my current group, who's been in Curse of Strahd for 15 months now, is pretty sparse for content. They've got a few places left to go. They've got chapter 6, the Old Bungrander, which they've visited, but they haven't dealt with the situation there. Partially because they kept getting pies. Morgantha was a little bit tricksy. We also have Chapter 7, Argynvostholt. They had a chance to kind of preview it when they did the Tome of Strahd, but they didn't. But there is a Dragonborn who is very keen on visiting this place because of the Silver Dragon. So that's most likely the next stop. Our other chapter after that would be the Ruins of Berez. So I kind of see these both kind of being simultaneous, Argynvostholt and Berez. Um, and then the final place they haven't gone is the Werewolf Den. Right now, this last session they did a second reading with Madame Eva outside of Valaki. And now they think they're gonna do something like go through a ultra dimensional portal. Yeah, I'm gonna let them figure that one out. It's not gonna work too well for them. Let's just put it that way. Um, but they're gonna try going through that. Um, yeah, that one's gonna be interesting for sure because they're gonna create a new enemy and that'll be interesting because that was not planned for and that was DMing on spur of the moment. But anyways, let's go ahead. Um, let's see what we have for. Um, let's see what we've got for Argynvostholt. So Argynvostholt, I've kind of already gotten started because there's four. I've got 4 maps from Diamandi here that are beautifully done that need quite a bit of work. I mean, these are very massive maps, and with how I'm doing the uh, milestone experience points, um, it's actually going to be a map where I would say it's almost worth a mid-tier value. So like, I broke up the maps into 3 different tiers: um, short tier, medium tier, and long tier. Short tier, you can get through it within 1 session, 1 to 2 sessions. Typically one though. The tier 2 stuff, like this one here, um, it's going to take 2-3 sessions, possibly. Now, tier 3 is going to be those maps that take forever to go through, and that's going to be um, the Amber Temple and Castle Ravenloft. And so those are worth the most points. So, this map here is worth 0.63 experience points. Alright, now, as you can see, I've done a lot of walling already, just because walls can take forever, honestly. And so, it's just something to be cognizant of. Now, one thing I do like, actually, with this map is duplicate walls. And normally duplicate walls you don't want to do, because, wall count. It gets high, and then it just doesn't go well. But with how this one is, I kind of want to just go ahead and do the duplicate anyways. And I only want to do it on these two walls right here. I'm going to copy. I'm going to paste them out here to stupid nowhere land. So I can get those. I'm going to change them to no restrictions on site or light. But these walls, no, that's not going to work. Alright, I need this one to be a wall to the right, and this one to be a wall to the left. Now, this is why I created these duplicates, is so I can place them on top identically. And now, you can see from up above, but you can't see down below. Let's grab this party token. We're going to go ahead. Aha, grab the right one. Perfect. Vision. We're going to say they've got darkness. Yeah, 60 is typical. Let's do 60. Update. Plop them down. Alright. So now you can see with those walls, they can see over them, but they cannot move through them. Okay, now, if they were down here, automatically now you see it's darker down here, where the mouse is. Ping. But they can't get up, and so their only option is to come around. Now, if they move down to where the green environmental is, they're able to see up the stairs a bit because of the railing. Perfect. Awesome. Now, my only concern, yep, is that right there. So I'm just going to grab this little bugger, the invisible wall. I'm just going to drag it over. Don't hurt anyone, so no need to complain there. But yeah, I think we're going to be looking pretty good on this map. This is a map that can have a lot of fun with it. And I think the only thing left on this level of the map is this down here. So, music doesn't look like it's too bad, so we'll just place that up here. I'll just go all in off. Maybe. If the walling tool wants to cooperate. There we go. Oh, this is really being a bugger today, ain't it? There we are. Okay. Oof. Man. Yeah, something really is irritating the wall tool today. I get 3 walls at a time. May as well have done the square tooling. this is a door. Oh, we're gonna go there. Close that. Perfect. There we go. I think we're all good on that. Now, I did play around with the lighting just a touch because this light was so cool looking. Because it's so bright and white, I was like, I can't just have basic light here. Let's have some fun with it. So I went ahead and grabbed the light color from the chandelier. And then I went ahead and decided to go with the starlight because I figured that was a little more fitting. Just to give it a little bit of an eerie tune to it, but not actually make it eerie. Now, these statues in the corners, here and here, those are going to be a little bit more interesting as I want to do the terrain walls with circles, but I want it to be at an angle. So I'm thinking that's about the right size. Now, we're going to change this down to a 6. Huh. Angles aren't too happy. Let's see here. Huh. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do this then. Get rid of the circle tool. I don't quite know. Okay, that's not bad. Let's see what we can do with this one. Alright, well, I was hoping I'd be able to do something a little more than that. Anything more than that, actually. There we go. There, 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 there. Yeah, I guess that looks right. There we go. Yeah, looks as good as it can be, I guess. Not too terrible. I'm alright with that. Oh, I guess I did finish those walls off too. So, let's go ahead and polish that off and call it good. Alright. Argynvostholt is actually a pretty interesting location. Just from the history with Strahd and kind of like the interactions the players can have here. It does show good potential for like role playing. Um, and honestly, without the Tome of Strahd, it's kind of like, why is this place here? So, in that aspect, it's really kind of boring because you don't know why it's here. So, that and there's no real hooks to bring the players here. So, there's that. Oh, now then, let's see here. Oh yeah, one factor I might want to mention, if anyone would like to, um, I play Curse of Strahd. Um, I will go ahead and post the schedule, the rate, as well as the application to go ahead and join this campaign. There we go. I also have another campaign, the White Queen. Uh, that is going to be an interesting campaign as it is homebrew in my own homebrew world. Now, the problem being, there we go. That's where it ends. It's a lot of text, so there we go. Schedule and right and application. Now then, let's go ahead and post that as well. And there's the application. Sweet. So that's what I'm looking at right there. A few campaigns. Still actively looking for players to join both. Both are looking for building out to be exceptionally fun experiences for all people involved. So if you're not a person, I'm sorry. I can't guarantee any enjoyment. And I honestly don't like the DM versus player mentality. And honestly, with Curse of Strahd, it is easy to slip into that. I mean, there are certain aspects that you would say, oh, it's unavoidable. Okay, that's fair. It's kind of unavoidable to avoid all tropes of DM versus player mentality. But at the same time, there are still some aspects that can be avoided. So, I think one thing I'm going to do in this room with the wine barrels is I'm just going to throw up ethereal walls. Just because, you know, it's more realistic. Alright, wine barrels are walled. And I don't want to put actual walls because it makes it very clunky to move through. You would almost have to move in a zigzag. Not a fun experience. So, here we go. I think we are done down here on the first floor of Argynvostholt. Honestly, this one's a tough one to say. Almost wish they had a pronunciation guide in Curse of Strahd. That would make it so much easier. In fact, actually, there might be one. Anyway, not necessarily in the campaign, but let's see here. I wish there was a place that just said it for you. No, not finding it. And I don't want to pull up anybody else's videos just because of copyright stuffs. So, here we go. Let's go ahead and hop over to map number 2. Like I said, this is a rather big area. 4 floors to it. Well, more than 4 floors, but 4 areas that we're going to be covering. Now, in the past, I've used multi-level tokens and would have it so that this area right here would show what was below. I have found that that's really not necessary, and so I'm not going to do it anymore because it's just a waste of time, in my opinion. And considering I'm the DM, yeah, it fits. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep on walling. Uh, go from there. So, some of these are pretty straightforward, which is nice. And honestly, because of the windows, an invisible wall doesn't hurt. Because it means I don't have to deal with it later. And one. Actually, we're gonna cheat that. Just go right there. Because again, an invisible wall in front of the fireplace isn't going to hurt anything. It is how we're going to reduce the number of walls I have to place. Less walls is good because it helps people with low NPCs who are in the campaign. So, it's a good thing. Now, do I need all the walls to line up perfectly with the actual walls? Nah. But I like getting them close. Not... Well, I guess I will be a little concerned with these walls out here. Just because who knows what kind of flying shenanigans people will get into. And with my current group, I totally believe it. Especially since they went with a name called of the Bone Riders. Oof. Alright. There we go. There. Alright, cool. There we go. That should do it for invisible walls, except for out here. And that's fine. I'm not going to work too hard to get those just yet, because I'm going to do circles. Circles are my best friend for these. So, let's see here. Outermost is right there, so we're going to go ahead and play along. There and there. That looks right. Go with that. Enter. We'll say you get to come down to here, and you get to go down to here. The rest of you are garbage. I don't like how that fits down here. We're going to undo some of this. There we go. Let's try it again. I liked that. I liked that better. So I'm going to go click in. That looks good. That looks good. There we go. Now, I really hate how this down here really gets out to the edge. But it's actually pretty accurate to what I need it to be on this wall down here. So, I'm just going to have to suffer through it, I guess. I'm going to pop that over one more. I'm not going to push this out further because I actually really do like that being right there. But let's see what that is. I know it's the same thing I just had. Trust me, I know. Well, if I just push all of them out so we get the outer edge completely, that is a viable option, and I think I'm actually going to go ahead and stick with that then. Alright, cool. So, gotta go here, gotta go here, and we'll delete those again. Now, selecting the walls to make them invisible. Alright, this one needs adjusted because it doesn't line up with the windows correctly. This one also needs adjusted. Oh, I forgot to hold shift. This one is also going to need some slight adjustments. Just because of how far to the right that is. So, we're going to go ahead and split them. Now, most of these I'm actually good with. And honestly, I didn't look because I knew from experience with these. I'm going to split this one again though, because I still don't like it. And that's better. Take those, cancel that. Now we're going to go ahead and grab our windows. And we're going to make them windows. Light none, sight none, update. Now we do the same thing over here. So, let's see here. I forget, the audio can be loud for me, but not so much for you. So, if you're not able to hear the background music, go ahead and let me know, and we'll get that fixed. So, here we go. Too far. Probably still pushing it. Let's go ahead and go there. Do we need to go there? Yeah, we might need to go there. That's fine. Hit enter. Grab this one. Goes to there. This one will go down to here. Grab those, delete those, and call that good. Now then, let's get our windows. You and you need grabbed. Yeah, I'm just going to keep the other three the same. Alright. Merge you into one. Merge you into one. Alright. And now, let's go ahead and let's make those windows. Here we go. There we go. Update. Done. Oh, should have grabbed these as well. Oh well. Easy fix. And updated. So, let's go ahead and get my walls done. I'm gonna go here. Now, gotta get rid of circle. Go here. Now we'll go to there. And because of how segmented this is, we're just gonna do it like such. Okay. Now, we also have doors. Doors are not too interesting. What is interesting is when you start throwing ethereal walls with them. The reason why I do the ethereal walls on a little bit of space in between the door and the wall is to give that shadow. So I'm going to plop down the party token yet again. We're going to open this door. What happens when this door is opened? We can see through it. But we also still see that shadow because of that ethereal wall. So that's what we got. Cool stuff. So let's do some other stuff. Like I said, I'm not too worried about getting the maps 100% walled off. As much as like, just, I don't know. Really right now, I'm just trying to burn time, get stuff put together. So, that and honestly, we'll love to see more people join, talk. Yeah, having people to talk with definitely would be nice. But no way I can enforce that. It's just gotta happen. So, let's see here. Let's go ahead and get a wall going here. Ah, perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go here. Oh, let's get this back on. We're gonna link wall joints as we go about creating. Yeah, that was short-lived, but we're gonna keep this one going for a little bit longer because we're gonna go all the way around. Now I'll come. I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna go ahead and actually gonna bring this up to here. There we go. Ta-da! Not really a magic trick. No, actually, what is a magic trick is how well the team with Foundry has done to make this possible. I mean, it's amazing. There's no way I could have done anything like this. Their work is outstanding to me. To make such a tool. Um, without a doubt, I'm grateful for their work. Though, I do wish their new versions of Foundry were a lot less buggy, but I'm sure they feel the same way. So, interesting. This one is a fireplace, but it doesn't have the same kind of look as the other ones. Alright, there we go. That's the north side. Just change this out to a door. And there we go. Alright, let's see here. Always want to give a good old shout out to the DM, or the content creator of the maps, DM Andy. Wonderful Patreon. Can't wait to get my campaigns going. That way I can become a Patreon, support him and the work he does. Magnificent work, truly. Now, I'm going to make myself just a touch, my life's just a touch easier by going to the first floor. And I'm going to copy that light. And we're going to go back to the second floor. I'm going to paste that in there. There we go. The reason I do that is because I made it so that that spot is always visible. So I click on the token, there we go. I can still see Patreon DM Andy. That way my players can see that's who I get the maps from. My little way to give back. Speaking of content creators, tonight we are using Ivan Duchess music playlist. This is his, or hers, this is their playlist on Foundry Virtual Tabletop. I've greatly enjoyed their playlist. Like you can also see here, I've got tabletop RPG music, music D20, as well as Boy King of Idaho music package. Honestly, I like Ivan Duchess playlist. It, to me, is my preferred. It just seems to fit my style better. So. Well, so I'm just going to go ahead and keep on going through, doing some walling, and seeing what else we can have fun with this. Really, what one thing we can do is copy. Or I'm going to copy these walls right here, or not, because I'm not on the walling tool. I'm going to copy these walls, and I'm going to drop this one, this one. I'm going to drop this one, this one, this one, that one. I'm going to paste them out here. I guess I gotta copy them first. Delete those. Delete that. There we go. Now, I'm gonna make this a normal wall. Update. Now, what I'm gonna then do is not be on the box tool. Delete sections and edit sections as I see need for. So most of these are going to need quite a number. This one's just going to need a specialized drawing because of different shape. So, yeah, let's just do manual walling. It's just going to be quicker. So. Oh, actually, I just need to go there to there. Then here to there to here. Not too bad. To there. There to here. Here to there. See? Doesn't take too much to do it. Now what it does take is trying to find the joints. Because if I don't find the joints, it can make moving through the walls a little tricky. Not really my favorite experience. And that's why I like using those ethereal walls. So we're going to make this a door. And then we're going to come in, grab our ethereal walls, plop, plop. So. Now, manual, back to walling. Those are offline. Off center. I like having centered walls. There we go. Okay, cool. Ah, yes. Can't forget this one. Now we're going to go here, here. There we go. Except there's one problem. There we go. Let's see here. Yeah, so Castle Strahd 2016. Very fun module. I'm starting to wish I had a way to get into D&D earlier. I got started with D&D back in 2020 during the pandemic, which really brought me into the virtual tabletop scene. Just because that's how I started DMing. I didn't have any other way to play. Started trying to find games on Roll20. That didn't work out at all. So I started looking on D&D Beyond, see if I can find a group to join. Again, just didn't find anybody. So went about and posted my own game. Yeah, that didn't work out very well either, to be honest. Just because like I didn't know how I was going to run the game. I knew I needed to share the maps somehow, um, but that was about it. Oh, don't need that wall. And so, thankfully, I was a bit creative. Instead of buying something or really putting a lot of money into something that I wasn't too sure about or um, that I was inexperienced with, I just went ahead and used what I had, which was Google Drive. And I got started by running Dragon of Icespire Peak using the my Google Drive as a virtual tabletop, where we had miniatures that I would move around using Google Slides. Needless to say, I am glad I'm not doing that anymore. This is much, much better. So, let's see. Ethereal walls. May as well place those down. Yeah, bad placement for a door on this one. And since DM Andy, makes these for virtual tabletops, I would think he would line his grids up a little bit better in that sense, but yeah, could be worse. Now, actually, let's do this. I want to do is I'm actually going to make these ethereal walls doors. So that means the curtains, you can either walk through them or you can open them. It's very interesting. I also wish I could change the image iconography so it didn't show a door but it showed a curtain. That would be wonderful for windows with curtains. But alas, maybe version 11 Foundry will have that, where we can change the icons. That'd be nice. So let's see here. And yeah, walling's the drag of doing virtual tabletops. But so is drawing out the battle map. So personally, I rather be doing this than having to draw a battle map on the spot. Because then you also have to kind of match your description. Whereas this, it's already laid out. Um, Players ask if they have line of sight on something. I don't know. Can your player see it? Because if you can see it, you can see it. If you can't see it, that doesn't mean you can't see it. So, I know, funky logic, but it's what we got to work with. So, let's go ahead and add some extra joints in this. We're getting closer. And honestly, yeah, we're gonna add some more joints. Urgh. That one's not bad. This one, I want another split in it. There we go. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. Go right there. Make it one thing. I'm gonna go right here. Make it one thing. And we're gonna go ahead and call it a door. And then the rest of this is going to be one thing. Because there's no need for multiple points for one thing. And there we go. Nice clean looking doors. And they're connected. That's always a bugger with diagonal doors like that. Actually, diagonal anything. Windows, doors. Oh, let's see here. Oh, this little bugger can carry on. Ugh. If I don't grab the whole kitchen sink. You go here. You're gonna go here. This one's gonna go here. Actually, this one's gonna go. There we go. I'm gonna go here to here to here. Alright, there we go. Let's see here. Otherwise, let's go. Okay, there we go. Again, more doors. Happiness there. Go visible wall for this section. There we go. Just because of the banisters. I hope you all had a good little holiday weekend. I know my family, well, family's family. It can be stressful. Glad it's done. Glad it's over. Hopefully, hopefully yours get better. That's all you can hope for. Little girls had fun, or my daughters, I should say. They had fun, so I'm happy there. Of course, one's only a few months old, so they don't know better. But here we go. Onwards. Alright, let's see here. Oh, yep, don't forget that corner. There we go. Alright, almost done. Okay. Everything's walled off. Everything's looking good and grand. Oh, here we go. We got a joint that didn't connect. I think we're done. Yeah, that's another map section. I guess we can go ahead and go down to... We got some other section we can grab. I'm going to grab this guy. Oh, I'm going to grab these guys. I'm going to also grab this guy. I'm going to go back to the second floor. Again, just random places. Oh, I want the select tool because I'm taking this one. Alright, but here. Also going to copy that one. Alright, let's see. There we go. These ones can go in the garbage. There we go. I'm happy with that. I think. Yep, looks like everything is present and accounted for. Yep. I look forward to this hallway just because of what I've read. It should be quite interesting. So, Argynvostholt, that comes. Oh, Argynvostholt is the silver dragon that was worshipped by these individuals. Apparently, the dragon came disguised as a nobleman. Oh, interesting. So, the history of the dragon, known as Argynvostholt, was that they came to protect they came because they heard of the Amber Temple. Once they learned of the secrets and what it held, then the dragon became more interested in becoming a protector. Explains why them and Strahd kind of butted heads in the Tome of Strahd, and obviously we know the winner because Strahd's technically still around, and this dragon is not. So, otherwise it'd be the Tome of Argynvostholt. So, let's see what else we got here. Well, lighting, I could go about doing like an eerie blue light coming from outside in. However, that's going to be a lot of lights. I don't care to do that. So, let's go ahead and I think that's it. So, I'm going to go ahead and yeah, I know there's a lot of story to what's going on up on these floors, um, all the things that can be experienced and seen. But right now, I'm kind of just tired and done. Um, I think my next main thing, really, I mean, yeah, I gotta finish up the walling this, but really is getting it to a point where I'm comfortable with it module-wise and transferred over into Foundry, or onto the Forge, where I'm hosting my Foundry games, and then from there, getting my players online. So, I know I'm going to start off with the test world I've been running called, or campaign for the Essentials kit, the Dragon of Icefire Peak campaign. I've been running those as one-shots over with a group called Adventure On through Discord. Those are weekly, or somewhat weekly, one-shots that I run. Right now it's pretty sporadic, but once I start these two campaigns up, it'll be Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard. And it's just there to have fun, run a few games, um, maybe test out a few things such as uh, I think this last one was brutally critical hits. So if you had a critical hit, it did maximum of the dice damage as well. Yeah, so instead of rolling the second die, you just did maximum of the die plus whatever you rolled for your normal die damage. So, and then this next, yeah, the next one I'm running is the Loggers Camp Adventure, and that's going to be out of Dragon of Spire Peak again. Um, Still have 2 slots for that for uh, that little one shot. Alright, so let's go ahead and see what else we got here. Um, go down here. I already know I didn't do anything else with the lighting, so I'm just going to plop that down. Grab the walls. Standard wall. There we go. Enter. Okay. So, I mean, again, 3rd floor, pretty basic. It's just going to take some time. Let's see what the roof has to hold for us. The roof is a little different because you got these. I mean, you've got your open floor plan roof. You can see there was different defenses up here at one point. One is crushed. The other 2 look pretty well intact. Could have some fun later on with the homebrew content I'm going to be running, especially if my players happen to remember about these large ballista. That could make things interesting. But yeah, it looks like there was like a roost or something up here, but then in the tower you can see it still climbs upwards. So 1st floor, and then you got your 2nd floor, and then finally you get up to the top. So pretty cool map, really. I mean, you can see I did some walling already. Then I went on to other things because walling's not the most enjoyable. It's definitely not something that people are going to praise you for. But it is what it is. I mean, it needs done. So, just get it done, really. Ta-da, done. um, there we go. Oh, that went the wrong way. There we go. Now I could add the windows to this as well. I'm just going to pass. Oh yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay, there we go. The other thing I would do is this one here. Not normally I'd be a little concerned. I'd try and fix that little nubbin, but I'm not too concerned really. Let's go ahead and get it transparent though. on as circle. Reason being, I want that dealt with. Let's go see what 8 has to offer. What do you know? That's the shape I'm looking for. Stretched out horizontally, hexagon. There we go. Okay. Alright. I'm happy with all that. So, well, let's see here. What other fun stuff can we get into? Because, like I said, going through walls is kind of boring. Not very interactive. Trying to talk with, well, so far it's just me. um, oh, interesting. Good to know. So it looks like my bit rate's kind of fluctuating, meaning I've been cutting in and out. Last one was about half an hour ago. So, hopefully, what we can go ahead and do is we've been at it for an hour. Yeah, rough morning, rough day. I started off waking up at quarter to 2 in the morning, um, and just haven't been able to really rest or recover from that. Um, yeah, I think in the end, what I need to do is I think I'm just gonna need to call it for today. So, yeah, not really. I was expecting the session to go. I mean, got some more work done. Getting pretty close to the end for one campaign. Hoping to start up a second one here in the coming weeks. Really, really looking to get some players for Curse of Strahd on Tuesday nights, starting January 3rd. Starting January 3rd at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then uh, January 5th for the White Queen, 8 p.m. Pacific. So, anyways, sorry I'm cutting this one a little short, but I'm tired. Energy level is pretty low, and so thanks for stopping by. Till next time, have a good night.